Realize this fact. Truly realize this fact. You don't have to actually do anything for a person. Just put it like I did. I realized I didn't actually have to do anything for a person. Just do for their children and their parents. Because those were their main concerns. They were more concerned about their children and their parents than themselves even. And they were mostly in a take care of myself mode, or I don't want nobody to tell me nothing mode. So as long as you were seeing about their children or their parents, you were cool. You were cool. You were one of the coolest. They love you. And that was one of my secrets because I didn't have anything else to give. I gave up everything. I walked out of Las Vegas, the gold and Michael Jackson that everyone knew in Vegas, and nobody was known like that in Las Vegas amongst stars and everyone, to come back to my hometown and rescue my kids from a situation where I was ambushed by CPS. And now I've conquered all the hearts in that town. A town that they turned against me had me colored so bad it was like I was some kind of monster. Sort of like they made Michael's angelic image into some kind of perverted monster, deformed, whose nose is falling off, and ooh, he went from angel to I don't know what they did to that man. So they attempted the same thing with me. Oh, this always works with talent and celebrities and people in the eye. We even knock out presidents with smear campaigns. So my first targets, critics. Yeah, I, th- I'm attacking critics. And second wave comes to reporters and investigative reporter, people who embellish the truth. Censors, people with no talent, no censors, and critics, people with no talent, no business, but they wreck and destroy people's careers and their businesses with their columns. This is what they do. This is how they earn their money. Being in a situation where they can go to parties and elbow and everyone's in fear of them because they can make or break you with one little article because they have readers. Newsflash, you're looking at the expert pro hitman when it comes to what you're trying to do. And I can take all your readers from you almost as easy as this note. So, let's talk about critics. Let's talk about uh, people who can't dance at all, judging talent at American Idol. Okay? It's cool to be able to come out and sing. That's one dimensional. But a real talents are all the way around entertainers. They're good actors, they're good singers, they're good dancers, and above all, what has never been advertised, they must be good mimes. This is what's never been told to the public. Okay, so there's not one mime on the panel, not one dancer, and every now and then an actor. So they're saying it's all about voice. In my opinion, none of those people sitting on the panel can sing. You know why? They have no rhythm. See, people differ about what music actually is and what is actually singing and what is actually dancing. A dog trying to bite fleas off of him is not dancing. So all those so-called dancers that look like a dog trying to shake fleas off of him, they're not dances. It has a definite definition. Now, what I'm saying is there's people who can't cook, but they're cooking critics. They're cooking critics. And and someone should taste their food. There's people who can't dress and no one wants to tell them the king has no clothes on because they're fashion critics. You get beginning to get the picture? Old senile impotent people censoring sexual content for the young and viral. What's wrong with this picture, people? That they're tired of, that they have a issue about, or basically they have sex on their brain because they can't do it anymore, so they figure everyone has sex on their brain, and censorship is leaning toward that. Now, they're also a victim of their programming. Someone told them what vulgar was and what it wasn't. Now, the problem is the censorship isn't changing, and we're no longer watching things in Technicolor. Okay? Some of these standards have been there since women weren't allowed to show their calves. When they had to wear dresses down to their almost to the ground. That's how long some of these standards have been in censorship. They have to be removed. Everything has to be looked at and put by modern times. All right? No one's telling anyone you can't speak Spanish on television. With this thing that they call cussing, it has become a language of its own. All right? It is the way people in America talk. I know they don't do it nowhere else. It is part of the American language. We don't speak English, we speak American. All right? What is American? American is a language composed of all the other languages. It takes pieces from every language, and this is a language of the times. The words have no meaning unless you attach a meaning to them in your mind, or you've been taught to attach a meaning to them in your mind. Now, if you have a heart attack because of a word, you need to check your brain because you have a mental problem. You're one of those people in which someone has on a coat and you're telling them they're making you hot. You're ill because that's a physical impossibility for their coat to be making you hot. But you really believe this in your head. Sit down, you're making me nervous. Failed attempts at being God and manipulating someone else. This is what a critic and censor is trying to do. Play God over an industry it's not participating in or it's not a part of. Trying to be a part of something it couldn't cut it as. Ex-chef, ex-designer, XXXXX. Because they couldn't cut it. So they have something stuck in their craw. They want revenge. And it started out as revenge. And it got a little popularity. Now it's a demigodism they're after. To be adored and praised and feared and all the things that God is. See, no one wants to admit, except women, that man's goal is to be God. You can tell how he acts with every little bit of power and situation and item that he gets dominion over. Every woman knows her man wants wish he was God. Okay? Now, women desire to be God too, but it's not a blatant in the image of God that we have from television. That's what men have. They want to throw lightning bolts and things. No, women want to play the role of Mother Nature. They want to have control, or they want to have control over the environment. They want to make things new again. They want to clean things. They want to nourish. They want the power to manage. Okay, and both of these are what you call God. And that's a question that's what I'm saying about conflicting issues in your mind is making you insane because they're on a subconscious level and you don't know you're thinking about them and they're making you crazy because they're fighting. In the back of your mind, if you're American, there's a chance that you're fighting a battle in the back of your mind that goes like this. Mother Nature, God. Now, they're the same thing, but in your mind they're not. And they're battling. Is it Mother Nature or God? You can't say both. You can't say both. You have to say Mother Nature is God in order to resolve this conflict in the back of your mind. You can't just say it. You have to do it in your mind, which makes God a woman. This is the best path to take. Now, you have millions of these conflicts going on. It makes it harder to make decisions. It makes it hard to maintain a thought. You'll get distracted. You'll get bored, tired with it, and want to go on to a different thought because each thought is weighed down by a billion repetitions of the same pictures and same sounds because you overkill thinking. One glance and you saw whatever was in that direction. Hearing does not take any directional focus. Focusing your hearing in a direction, look, focus, period. This thing they're teaching you about you have to focus and concentration, there's another word for it. It's called tunnel vision. You lose your peripheral vision when you focus in on something. All right, now we have people who are insane out there doing insane things like being critics and censors and things, and they're shaping our world. They're setting the rules for the rest of us. I I didn't agree to that. Did you vote on who the censors would be? Did you vote on any critics? You understand what I'm saying? It's not a part of the process. It's unnatural to the process, even if you want to go by our democratic society and how it works. We vote on things. You don't just thrust things on us without our say so. It doesn't happen like that. And so I don't remember voting on these people. And they're insane. They don't have a concept of what is real. Like I just told you, they have conflicts in the back of their mind. And your educational system is the number one cause of this damage. Telling you you have to study, concentrate, focus. All of these are bad for you. All of these are bad for you. Everything is recorded in the mind instantly. If you keep staring at it, it just keeps laying layers and layers and layers of the same thing over there. You have unlimited space, but hey, come on. Do you want your closet full of the same shirt? One shirt and your closet so full you can't close the door. The same shirt, 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 shirt. That's what you're doing in your mind. There's another area. You see me performing and you think this is some kind of magic trick. Let me explain to you. There's no way you can concentrate and be relaxed or focus. The mere word focus or concentrate implies effort. It will cause tension. Just you trying to focus will cause tension within the middle of your head. which travels down your spine and spreads out, as you know. So those people telling you meditate, you have to focus, concentrate. The minute you concentrate, your nerves turn into stone. It is the opposite of concentration. It is the letting go. There's the other meditation, free flowing thoughts, free flowing form. If you are trying to maintain a pose or a posture, as in yoga, you will lose relaxation, the relaxation factor. And then you cannot let go of your harness. In other words, you cannot evolve into just your mind because you're still attached to your harness by this flex you have that you call a pose. Without a flex, you collapse flat. Any movement or anything besides laying flat is not relaxed. Now, but they are experts though. They're experts. Dance critics, talent critics, know nothing about moving at all. Look like an elephant with ostrich feet. I don't understand these platypus type individuals criticizing those who are better than them. And there's another thing that they don't take into account. No one starts out a professional, a god of something. They start off an amateur, a novice, a wannabe. Okay, not even amateur, a wannabe, desire. And then they get some information about it, some images of it, and a thought. And maybe they'll read some more about it and learn some more about it. Then they'll go to practicing what they saw and learned. And it goes. And everyone in existence is at some stage of the game of this, between this and a master. To criticize anyone like you haven't been there. I don't criticize other artists. I remember sitting there trying to sing along with the radio to other people's songs, had never wrote one song, had never couldn't even sing. I remember. So I'm not gonna criticize this guy because he's a alright rapper, but he's not no Tupac. Alright? I'm not gonna say, oh man, you need to give it up. I'm not gonna do that. Because you never know. There was a time when Tupac sounded like that man. And that's why I'm saying we don't need no critics. What are they there for? To give us reviews of the best place to go? Don't you want to be the judge of that for yourself? You know how many movies people told me sucked and I loved them to death? How many movies they told me were great and they sucked? Nope, we don't need that. And censorship is by vote. An objection is noted and posted, and everyone's invited to vote on should it be banned or not. Those who rally the most support for their cause gets their way. It's the game called the United States of America, the board game. You should get it.